Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're like me, you are very far along, and I mean any day now. Any day now. I've been doing these stretches morning and night, well, either or, at least once a day, so that way I can hopefully get my body in check. I've watched a lot of workout videos and I feel like these are like the top ones that most of the girls do. So these are the ones I try to do every single morning, or like I said, every night. But yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy this video and hopefully y'all have a very smooth delivery. But yeah, let's get started. Alrighty, let's get that baby moving. So I like to start with just moving my hips a little bit. So I like these. I use my hands for support and I just kind of move up and down, and I feel like that gets the hips ready to be like a little bit more stretched out. And then I go into this deep squat pose, toes pointing outwards, and just be sure to breathe in between. I like to rock back and forth once I feel like I'm in the position and I feel good. Then this one I really been enjoying also. Use your hands for support and just rock back and forth from one hip to the other hip. Just go as far as you can. Obviously some people can do more. What you can do too to hold it a little bit is point your toe up once you feel like you're all the way down on one side. But I like to kind of do a few in the direction, then hold it. Anything that's going to open up your hips is going to help with labor. So I feel like these are really important also. Just keep doing that and be sure to be stretching in between. That's super important. And then I do these again where you just kind of like use your hands for a little bit of support and just go up and down with your hips. You can do them longer or you can go into another stretch. Then do a big deep breath, go up with your hands, just stretch it all out. Now we're gonna get on all fours. These are really nice because it opens up your hips plus your back. These, you just breathe out, bring the stomach in, and breathe in. Push the stomach in. When you do this, you can like imagine bringing in your baby when you're in that cat pose, and you just keep doing these. You can hold them for as long as possible, or you can kind of just keep going back and forth. I like to do a mix of the two. Just be sure to breathe in, breathe out, and then we're gonna spread our knees a little bit, put our hands all the way forward on the mat, and do a nice deep hip stretch right here. Belly is obviously getting in the way at this point in the pregnancy, but just stretch as good as you can. I feel like the farther out your knees are, the more your belly gets in the way, so just kind of play with your knees a little bit. And then I went all the way back, hold out for a little bit, rock back and forth just to make sure the hips are still moving, going in a nice direction. Once you feel like this stretch is good, point your toes out, and this will open up a little bit more of the back of your hips. And I like to rock in and out of that position also. I feel like the back of the hips is something we don't stretch as much, but this is a good position for that. So just point your feet out and you'll feel it more in the back of the pelvis versus like the front of the hips. And then when you're ready, we're gonna bring one foot forward, do a nice deep lunge, go in and out of that position. Be sure to be breathing all throughout. That is so important. I like to imagine that these are the breaths I'm going to be taking when I'm in labor. So I like to really pay attention to that part, because once we get farther in pregnancy, it's harder to do stuff, but labor is going to be literally the hardest part of it all. So because of that, I like to just think that everything I'm doing is to prepare for that moment. Once you're done with one foot, bring the other foot forward. Same thing, rock it in, rock it out. Don't overstretch, but just go as far as you can. You can also put your foot a little bit wider out if you want a more deep stretch. But yeah, we're just gonna rock in and out. Everything we can do to open up that hips, open up the pelvis, and be sure to breathe. I like to stretch up on this position also, and this part I feel like is really hard, so I like really try to stretch that and breathe. Then when we're ready, we're gonna face the front. You can go as slow as needed because, like I said, it's starting to get hard. We're getting big, our balance is everywhere, but once you're ready, let's sit forward, put our feet together so we can open up the hips in a different direction. A lot of the girls I see will kind of push their legs out a little bit to help stretch them a little bit more also, so you can do that. And then I really like this one also, where you'll put one foot going back and then just rock back and forth, forward, backwards. You can even do circles in this position. And this, I feel like, opens up both sides of the hips. And then when you're ready, let's switch legs. Now the other leg will go to the back, and same thing, we're gonna just stretch in this position as long as needed. This is not like timed at all, and I'm not doing anything for a certain amount of reps. I'm just doing it for as long as I feel like it feels good. Then we're gonna go back to the middle and just stretch in this position. In between stretches, I like to take deep breaths also and just make sure my back is straight, stretch out my back. I started doing these arm circles because I feel like a lot of the times too, like our boobs are getting heavy, so it's starting to pull everything forward. Our back, our shoulders are all starting to get real tight, and so I do these because I feel like that stretches out my shoulders a little bit just from carrying all that extra weight. And be sure, deep breaths the whole time. Then we're gonna stretch out one leg and reach our arm all the way across and stretch out that underneath. That's gonna help stretch out your ribs, gonna help you breathe better. You get a hip stretch also. And then when we're ready, we're gonna switch sides. Same thing, we're gonna reach all the way over. Deep breaths, feel the ribs stretching here. Feeling that we're taking deeper breaths. And then when we're ready, we're gonna get on hands and knees again, and I'm gonna do a little more of these like cat poses. I feel like these are really good to do at the end, throughout, like, I don't know, I like to switch it up because I feel like, okay, my back, I stretched it out a little bit more, so now I can go in with these circles instead of just forward and like bring it in, bring it out. I can like move completely together with my back, my hips, everything is moved in a circle. I'll rotate sides once I feel like I need to. This one is really good because I feel like it moves everything. Then we're gonna go back into a nice deep hip stretch and just hold that for as long as we need. Make sure that you're in sync with your body. I feel like that's the most important. Like, we all know what labor is, what's gonna happen, but we obviously don't know exactly how it's gonna happen, what's gonna happen. But if we are in tune with our body, we listen to our body, we tell ourselves it's gonna be okay, then I feel like positive minds, positive thoughts will lead to a positive labor. That's how I'm looking at it. Nobody can tell me otherwise. That's why I'm not super scared, super concerned. I feel like This is going to be a beautiful experience and I'm excited for it. So yeah, that is it for our little stretching with me. I hope that y'all enjoyed and take some of these moves and think about pregnancy and labor as a positive experience that we get to do, not something that we're scared of. But yeah, hope everybody meets their babies soon.